the entire game. The last 2 weeks have been extremely hard on us as some finishes went. We're a resilient group, and as a coach, honestly, we wanted that opportunity to come back and do that again. So the fans, they were into it the whole day for us. It was such an advantage, so it was a great win to dedicate to them. We've got much to improve on in a short time, getting ready for another division opponent this week. So with that, I'll open up your questions, but man, are we proud of our effort and our toughness as a team. They're a very resilient group, so I'll open it up to your questions.
Coach, Matt's throw to Muhammad there at the back of the end zone, how big was that for the team, given that, we had the two late game kicks in the previous 2 games?
Yeah, those things don't come into our mind as we're going and getting ready to attack. I thought Matt managed the game terrifically today, and even all the way down through the 2-minute. We didn't have to rush, knowing that the quarterback on the other side is difficult to give him the ball with a lot of time too. So really, Sanu was on point in a number of ways today. He caught the screen, the crossing routes that he had, some first downs. I thought it was one of Mo's best performances here as a Falcon this year. So often, a lot of attention goes over to Julio's way, so we're fortunate that we have other guys that will get involved. But really a full team win in all phases.
The defense in the second half, you got sacks at key times on third down, and then Beasley chasing Rodgers at the end. How's that work out?
Yeah, we needed to. He hurt us with his arm and his legs in this game. So we knew this was going to be a battle. And so we had to change up some ways that we wanted to play. I thought Richard and Jerome and Marquand and those guys, they did a terrific job organizing the guys. The 5 wide receiver sets, it was a handful in all that they did. So going against that outfit has always been tough. I've done it a number of times, and it's a battle. And that's true again today. So we'll tip our hat to them. They played a terrific game as well. Yeah, we were proud of Teron. We knew he would step through. When he had, the work that he put in, we call it Plan D, and it's the work that you put in after practice to get ready. He's worked extremely hard on his hands. So we knew if his number was called, he'd be ready. We have a lot of faith in him, and he's short, but he is not small. So he knows how to lower the shoulder when the appropriate time comes. So he's a great competitor, and he came through exactly like we thought.
Coach, what were some of the adjustments you made in the second half? You shut them down from 24 points in the first half to 8 points in the second half.
Well, when we came in, we knew we had to have some ways to try and, affect the quarterback better. Early on, we had tried 3-man rush, 4-man rush, 5-man. He hurt us on all of them. So when we came back, we knew, we'd have to change up some leverage on receivers, and they made it extremely challenging on us as well. One guy in specifically who, really stepped up was Robeson Therizi, and we put him into a different role when they went into the 5 wide receiver set, which we didn't feature in the first half. And we've done that before with Cadillac, and he came through again tonight.
What's your challenge in games like this? Back and forth.
Somehow try and get the quarterback off the spot. We thought in this one we'd have to force some turnovers for us to, create some ones to give the ball back to our offense. When it gets into where it just, literally turned into a throwing game a good bit of the time, changing leverage, finding different ways to affect the quarterback. If he can just feel comfortable and know where he wants to go, especially for a competitor like Aaron Rodgers, it can be really challenging. So for us, we changed up, tried to line stunt, move people, used a spy. I think you have to go deep into the bag of tricks, so to speak, to try and slow down the quarterback. But he was hot for sure, and certainly in the first half. I'd say he had one of his better practice weeks. This week you can see he's really starting to hit his stride, both at defensive tackle and at defensive end. He looks healthy. He was very quick off the ball today. He's one of our best competitors, as on the defensive line as far as that goes. We were proud of his effort, and certainly for Freeney, he had to battle back through an injury from suffered in last week, and totally wanted to play for the guys on the not just the defensive line but on the team. So there was a number of guys that really had to step up today. Yes. Yeah, we sensed Gabe would have a good day. He took some shots down the field in practice, and I thought it was really one of our better weeks overall as a team practicing. There were some deep shots to him in practice from Matt to Gabe, and generally that performance follows that kind of focus. And so the focus was right, and the performance followed.
Coach, can you talk about Matt? You said coming into the game, he got the mental toughness. He showed it out there today. He was getting snapped. Came back to the game when he tried. What does that mean for you guys moving
He, yeah. We're equipped to be in those scenarios in that time, and he's right at the front of that. When you feel his demeanor on the sideline, when you know, on the timeout, he comes over and he's got that locked-in look to, you know, in his eyes. And as a coach, I didn't, you know, go back out. You know, he was ready to go. So his teammates respond to him, Vaughn, because of the toughness, his attitude that he displays for them all the time. So it's a very tight group, these guys are, and they just love playing football for one another. It shows in the locker room, it shows on the practice field, and at the end of the day today, they knew they were going to fight their tail off all the way to the end, and we know how we were going to get it done, but there was a real belief we were going to get this job done today. Yes. I think those scars make a difference, and as you go through those experiences, they're tough on you, and you have to learn from them, and we have, knowing that when we get in this scenario again, it's time to go shut the door, whether it's offensively or defensively, and we had the opportunity to do that. We've certainly talked about it a bunch and had the uncomfortable conversations to knowing that in the league that we play in, most of these games are going to come down to this kind of finish. We relish that chance to be finishers. Really, John, the third downs is when he's been extremely dangerous, scrambling. So on the first and second down plays, we didn't see as many times where he, you know, ran down the field. He found his receivers, went through his progression. Oftentimes it was the third down plays where guys' backs were turned, and he said, okay, not only is my route not there, I can go and attack the coverage that way. So that's what makes it the challenge. And not only will he just attack it here, but he's got real quickness, foot quickness inside the pocket. So you think you're on him, you think you got a shot, and all of a sudden he's outside the pocket and no one's catching him. So that's why some of the people have used, you know, the spy. Now there's another side to that when you don't add a rusher in. So it's the balance where you don't want to do one thing the entire game.
What happened on the 12-man penalty?
We thought we had an opportunity to sub, and it certainly went quicker than we thought. And I ran down the sideline to call a timeout, and certainly my quickness was not up to speed. I'll leave it at that.
It looked like Quinn wasn't running off the field either.
Well, neither was his. Right.
Coach, was Julio hurt? He kept coming in and out, playing with his hand, they were looking at his knee.
I haven't visited with the medical staff yet tonight, but as he came through at the end, you know, we just said good game, and if it was, I'm sure he'll be ready to rock here Thursday night.
And Tanner looks like a shoulder, bad shoulder.
Yeah, we don't think it's going to be a long-term thing, but he was not able to return tonight, so his status for Thursday, I would say, is in question right now, but don't know past that. Other than that, I think we're going to come through the game fairly healthy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you for your time. Safe travel.